with my Terra Nova Solar Elite Plasma 15. Got a fishing reel. Schmog towel. See the summit. My lights. Guidelines. Camera bag. My other camera I had to send to the shop. The focus was messing up. They're fixing it. Canon, really good company. Send it to us. We'll fix it. If we can't fix it, we will give you a new one, totally free. Food up there. Over here I got a spatula and spork, knife, dehydrated vegetables, acorn coffee, some mushrooms, some sesame seeds, sea salt, tea, and some dehydrated onions, some olive oil, and a grill, canteen, Mora, T-bone steak, and a one-of-a-kind. It's a Scouts vintage one, but this one's really different. One of a kind. This one's got Matt Dillon on it. Very cool. Matt Dillon. Gunsmoke. Wild onions. That on top of the steak, that's chopped up wild onion with some dehydrated carrots, dehydrated peas, tomatoes, and rehydrated, and mushrooms. Rehydrated and then stir fried, put on top. And that, some blackberry tea, some lemonade, that cool refreshing drink. T-bone steak. Cowboy steak out of a Matt Dillon plate. Delicious. So I'm hiking around fishing and I got one trout, and look what I came across.
Came across Randy.
And last time I hiked with you was when?
About, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah, I think so. And where was that? That was
East Fork. You were at Heaton Flat. You can cross paths right there.
Yeah. You still that Leatherman?
Still got the Leatherman, yeah.
And since then you got married, huh?
Got married. I did the John Muir Trail. Alan, huge inspiration. Went the ultralight route. I know this bag's kind of old, but I don't do that heavyweight backpacking anymore. Thank you, Alan.
Never know who you're gonna meet, man.
Yeah, man.
Walking around, I saw a nice trout, so I broke out my Penn fishing rod and I used that power bait mini jig, and scored me a trout. It's in my backpack. I gotta clean it up later. And then I seen this guy's light. But
to the river, I'm all wet.
Yeah. How many crossings are left?
2. Well, actually, I think 3. So this is my third one.
1, 2. Yeah, it'd be 3. Because we end up on the other side. Anyway, you're going to this first camp?
First camp, yeah.
Right on, dude. Nice seeing you again.
Likewise.
Yeah, I'm just out here walking around, doing a little fishing. I got one trout. And I saw that light, and I thought it was a friend of mine. Lives over in Wrightwood. Actually lives in Long Beach, but it wasn't. It's Randy. And the last time I hiked with that guy, the last time was when I took my Terra Nova out, an ice house, and we camped it up at Kelly Camp in the snow. That's a long time ago. I would say maybe 10 years. Maybe. I haven't seen him since. But we exchanged numbers, and he'll be going with me. Catch up with that guy. That was cool. You never know who you're gonna meet. Night hiking. my nephew Robert and I camped there one time. And that's one guy. It's been about 10 years too. I missed hiking with my nephew. He does air conditioning and heating, and they were cutting his hours. He worked on commission. So he got a job up in Utah. And he's up there right now working to get a place, and he's gonna move his family up there, his wife and 2 kids. I'll maybe see that guy maybe once a year. I don't think he'll ever get back here again. I miss those days. We had such a great time. One day we were night hiking in and going past Heaton Flat, and it started pouring. So we looked inside the trash cans, because usually park rangers used to put extra trash bags below the trash bags so they could exchange them. We grabbed 2 trash bags, cut holes for arms and a hole for head, and we had DIY rain ponchos we hiked all the way up to Allison Gulch in the pouring rain and set up my SL3 Go Light teepee. We're in there and just freezing. So we decided we'll vent the top and start a little fire in there. Wrong. It smoked us out. Our eyes were hurting. We had to roll out into the rain. Oh, we were glad to get out of there in the morning though. That was cool. Great times. Okay, I'm going to end the video here for the most part. But if you want to stick around and hear a story, it's a little bit long, but it's good. It's really good. And this happened, I read this out of a Fly Fisherman magazine. It's an amateur story out of Fly Fisherman magazine newspaper about 15 years ago. And it takes place right here. Well, here goes. Okay. Get your popcorn ready. It's good. If you're a fly fisherman, that adds to the story. Okay, this guy. If you guys ever wonder why the camera jumps around a little bit, my right leg's 1 inch shorter. I get a lot of slack about, oh, hold the camera still. Well, my right leg's 1 inch shorter, so from a car accident. Now, I guess this took place in the late 70s, early 80s. Early 80s, I believe. This guy was riding his bike to the beach down the riverbed, and he drove his Volkswagen halfway down because he didn't know if he could make it. He got it out and he's riding down to the beach and coming back. And when he's coming back, he said this beautiful girl flew past him. He's like, whoa, look at that. I'm going to try to catch up with that. But then this guy flew past also. Tour de France type bikes, you know. And there's a berry patch down here. Squirrel. And when he caught up to the girl, she was on the ground, fallen. I think she bent her crank or the rim, one of the two. It's been a long time. But her leg was bleeding, her elbow was bleeding. You okay? Yeah. Some ass cut me off. That guy flew back and cut her off and she crashed. He just left her there. He goes, well, I got my car about a mile up the road. If you want, walk your bike back and I'll give you a ride. She goes, I really appreciate that. So I was walking with her, carrying the bike. Stink bug. And puts him on his bike rack and he brings her back. And where do you live? Oh, all the way up there. Turn here, turn here, turn here. Where are we going? Up to Azusa. Lived up in Azusa, lower Azusa. In some $1 million mansions. Now, he goes, whoa, you live here? Yeah, that's my dad's place. What about your mom? No, fortunately my mom passed away not too long ago. My dad's, you know, I'm not supposed to let anybody in the house, but for what you did, I really thank you. Why don't you come on in and get something to drink, maybe a lemonade or something, and then you gotta get out. Centipede. And I caught a rattlesnake right here, and I caught some trout down here too. And my daughter and I camped right here. And so back to the story. So he goes in, he's getting something to drink with the plan of getting out before the dad came home. Well, the dad came in, but centipede. But before he did, he looked over and he saw what looked like a gun rack, a big oak gun rack, but it was fishing poles, a bunch of fishing poles, a bunch of split bamboo. And he said, and this is at the time, guys, this is way back in the 80s. He goes, I knew I was looking at well over $40,000 worth of split bamboo cane poles. So his dad walked in and goes, who's this? Why is he in the house? I told him the story. And he goes, I want to thank you for helping my daughter. And he goes, do you fish? I saw you looking at those poles. Now when I read the story, I thought he was going to give one of those poles. But something else. He goes, no, I've never really had the money to get myself the fly rod, or I don't know anybody to show me. So he gave his daughter 3 $100 bills. And he goes, I want you to take him down to the fly shop and get him a rod and reel and line comparable to yours. And I want you to teach him to fish. And he goes, you don't have to do that, sir. And he goes, no, thank you. You did this to my daughter. I thank you. I thank you. People don't look out for people nowadays. Thank you. And so he met her the next day. They went. I think they got a LaCroix rod, if I remember right. I forget what kind of reel. Maybe a Lamson? I'm not know. But got it all set up. Brought him up to the West Fork right here. And they started fishing West Fork. And he loved it. When can we do this again? Tomorrow. He started catching fish, and they were having a great time. They bring lunch up here and just have a wonderful time together. Really got to know each other, good friends, and he was falling in love with her. And so school came. She was going to go away to college, and he saw her dad a few times. He goes, why is your dad always so sad? Well, I told you, my mom died, and he never got over her. So, well, when you go to school, we would never see each other again. I'll write you, you'll write me. Just like Hawkeye and Honeycutt. You know, we'll write each other. No, we won't. This is goodbye. No. Well, he was saying, it's probably goodbye. And she says, no, we'll write each other. And so, they wrote each other a couple months. And then all of a sudden, the letters just stopped coming. He wrote a bunch. They stopped coming. So he figured she just met somebody else. And so, come the spring, he come up here and started fly fishing again. And on one of his trips up here, he goes, you know, I'm going to see if she wants to go. Find out whatever happened to her. He stopped by that door of the house, knocked on the door of the mansion, the guy's house. And he got open the door, and he goes, the guy had lost a lot of weight, and he was just a shadow of himself. And he looked down, he says, nice to see you again, son. He goes, well, what happened to your daughter? He goes, step inside here for a minute. He goes, have a seat. He goes, what happened? He goes, have a seat. So he sat down, and he goes, remember I told you I lost my wife? Yeah, well, I lost my wife to a drunk driver. Now I want you to promise me you will never drink and drive your entire life. Otherwise, and he goes, yes, I give you my word. He goes, mean it. I give you my word. So, he goes, my daughter went into town to get some supplies and blow off some steam, get a meal and such, with 4 or 5 of the other classmates. And a drunk driver drifted across the lane, hit him head on, killed 2 of the girls. One of them was my daughter. And he said, no! He said, yes, I'm sorry. And he goes, oh. And he said, you know, I'm really sorry, sir. I'm really sorry. He goes, remember, you gave me your word. He goes, I gotta go, sir, son, so if you don't mind. So the kid left. And the kid said, the guy was a real well-known businessman in the area. And he said, 2 weeks later, he read in the paper where that well-known businessman went into his room where he kept his hunting guns and put a shotgun in his mouth and blew the top of his head off. That happened here. Romance, loss, everything. A lot of romance happens on this river. It's rad.